Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
Good evening. My presentation will focus on the Passaic River and how to apply the public trust doctrine. Historically, the Passaic River has been victim to industrialization and severe pollution. So as we walk through this process, I'll explain why it's been currently deemed a Superfund site and the ways in which litigation will help support it, but in ways in which the litigation has been halted and a way forward. Thank you. Behind me, you'll find the Diamond Alkali Company. They are one of the defendants or leading defendants in the case for bringing repair to the river. The Diamond Alkali Company was dumping a lot of dioxins and poisons, derivatives of Agent Orange, one of the biggest poisons used in modern day warfare. Unfortunately, modern day warfare has met the Passaic, and it's catastrophic. The effects are just so significant that it is important to highlight this story and walk you through what's actually taking place.
Newark was once home to the Lenape people, indigenous tribes who lived in close relationship with the Passaic River. They fished its waters, cultivated its surrounding land, and honored the river as a source of life. For generations, the Passaic nourished Newark. The city relied on it for its municipal water supply well into the 1800s. The water was clean, flowing, and abundant until the Industrial Revolution changed everything. In 1887, Albert Leeds of the Newark Aqueduct Board linked outbreaks of disease directly to the pollution from the Passaic. Industrialization had taken root. Silk mills, tanneries, and weapons manufacturers began dumping toxic waste directly into the water. Today, we live with that legacy. In neighborhoods like the Ironbound, home to low-income and minority residents, the Passaic is still unsafe to swim in, fish from, or freely access. Pollution and systemic neglect converge here, making this an environmental justice issue and an ideal place to apply the public trust doctrine. By the 1970s, residents, activists, and state officials had started sounding an alarm. One of the worst offenders was the diamond alkali known as OxyChem, a company that manufactured Agent Orange. Its key ingredient was dioxin, a toxic compound now known to cause cancer and reproductive harm. The EPA responded. The site was added to the National Priorities List under the Comprehensive Environmental Response, Compensation, and Liability Act, which holds polluters accountable and funds cleanup of hazardous waste. The Passaic River cleanup is now one of the largest Superfund projects in the nation. The EPA estimate it will cost over $1.38 billion, mostly funded by responsible parties through settlements. But determining who pays and how much has dragged on for decades through litigation and administrative proceedings. And just when you think it couldn't get worse, it does. In 2024, the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection approved the construction of a new power plant along the Passaic's edge. This same facility dumped 840 million gallons of raw sewage into the rivers during Hurricane Sandy. Concrete plants still line the shore. Illegal dumping is rampant, and the river, already overburdened, is expected to bear more? Ecological health continues to decline. Fish species struggle to survive. Native plants are overtaken by toxic, resistant invasives. Birds have started to migrate elsewhere. Well, maybe not all birds. This one's developed a taste for the Newark's local rat population. But I digress. Let's hop back in. Amidst all of this harm, there is still hope. The public trust doctrine, a legal principle that dates back centuries, says that certain natural resources, like water, are held in trust by the government for the benefit of the people. And it means not just shielding the Passaic from future harm, but actively ensuring the public has access to it for recreation, for health, and for life. We already have laws on the books. The Clean Water Act prohibits discharging pollutants into navigable waters without a permit. The New Jersey Water Pollution Control Act adds further protections, particularly for already overburdened waters like the Passaic. But these laws are often poorly enforced, unevenly applied, or overridden by economic interests. Section 404 of the Clean Water Act, for example, routinely allows development permits, even when long-term environmental harm is likely. Too often, corporate gain outweighs the public welfare. Rethinking river governance means more than just a cleanup. It means deterring and ultimately preventing future harm. NJDEP was integral in the cleanup. Yet it also greenlit the new power plant, highlighting the contradiction in how environmental decisions are made. Protecting the river must mean refusing to trade tomorrow's health for today's profit. It also means giving more power to frontline communities. It means investing in public areas, kayak docks, walking paths, educational signage, and ecological restoration. And it means treating grassroots groups like the Ironbound Community Corporation and the New York, New Jersey Baykeeper, not as stakeholders, but as co-managers of shared resources. And then there's me, a Newark native fighting the good fight. The public trust doctrine gives me access to the water to directly impact residents through the Wade in the Water program. Residents go out on kayaks, learn stories of Black, brown, and indigenous leaders who've shaped this city. Every boat carries a QR code linking these powerful narratives. It's spiritual, educational, and radical in its simplicity, reconnecting people with the water that flows through their lives and their history. In class, we talked about how water law isn't just about allocation. It's about voice, access, and power. If the river belongs to the public, who gets to speak for that public? Whose access is prioritized and whose is denied? The river tells a story of resilience. It has endured colonization, exploitation, neglect, and yet, like the people who live beside it, it's still here, still flowing, still fighting to be free. So the next time you pass by the Passaic, ask yourself, what does justice look like for the river? And what could it mean for Newark to truly reclaim the water? Thank you.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. Gods are gonna trouble the water.